There's comedy on this week's TFI with Harry Enfield and movie gossip with Barry Norman.
It's TFI Friday! Yes!
Plus the return of Zoe Ball and music from the Fine Young Cannibals. That's Friday at 6 on 4.
I'm on the run.
Drew Kane and Scott Burgess, Kay Baptiste and Francesco Donadio, David Angus and Andy Stewart. Tonight, these people are on the run somewhere in mainland Britain. We have just 1 hour to track them down. We need your help on Wanted.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the second edition of Wanted, the only game on television that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, the premise of this game is quite simple. It's high-tech hide and seek, and there's £168,000 worth of prize money at stake. Now, we've 3 teams out there tonight, and for the next hour, they have to stay put in a phone box of their choice somewhere in Great Britain. Now, while this show is live on air, it's the only time they can be caught and eliminated. So let's get on with the game. Our first team tonight are 2 Scottish barmen, Scott and Drew. We met them last week. They've become national heartthrobs, and last week they scooped £7,000 prize money on Wanted. Now, when we left them last, they were in Solihull. So let's find out where they're playing the game tonight. Drew and Scott, good evening.
Good evening, Richard.
Where are you chaps?
Tonight we're in Liverpool.
Do you want to be a bit more specific than that? I've got to ask you that.
No, we don't really.
Good stuff. All right, well, stay where you are. I've just got a couple of rules to explain. One thing that you do need to know, although we know they're in Liverpool, they, like all our other contestants, have to tell us today which 10-kilometre square of the Ordnance Survey map their phone box is in. Now, if we look at the map behind us, we can see they're in Liverpool here. It's an area which contains the football grounds Anfield, Goodison Park, Aintree Racecourse is in there. So is Lime Street Station. There's a population of 700,000 people to get lost among. And most importantly of all, they've chosen a very, very good square tonight because there are 773 phone boxes for them to hide in. So the woman who's looking for them has got one hell of a job on her hands. She's somewhere in Liverpool tonight too. She is Victoria Fay.
Victoria Fay, age 25, hair blonde, eyes blue. Special skills, investigative journalism, extreme sports.
That's who they're up against, and we'll be talking live to Victoria later on in the programme. A little bit earlier tonight, she sent us this report from a helicopter somewhere over Liverpool.
Well, I'm about 1,000 feet tonight above the Liverpool Square. Now, Scott and Drew have been really crafty in choosing this square because we've got the River Mersey cutting right the way through it. There doesn't seem to be much congestion on the road tonight, but I am expecting some later because Tranmere Rovers are playing Liverpool away and all the crowd should be leaving about 8:45. I'm going to bear that in mind when I'm back down on the ground with my Jeep, but hopefully I'll catch the boys later.
Quite a hunt going on there. She sounds confident. We'll have more from Victoria later. Our next team are Kay and Francesco. She's an ex-model. They met when she was working in Naples 4 years ago. And you may have seen them leave Wanted headquarters here in West London last week at the end of last week's programme. Let's find out where they've ended up tonight. Kay and Francesco, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good.
Good evening.
Hiya. Where are you hiding tonight?
We're in Birmingham.
You're going to be more specific, or are we just going to have to look for you before the end of the programme?
I think you're just going to have to look for us.
Well, we're just going to have to look for you. What we can do is we can look at the 10-kilometre square they're hiding in. As I said, it's in Birmingham. As you know, it's Britain's second largest city. You can see on the map the Bull Ring is dead centre there. Population of 1 million people. And Birmingham's proudest boast is that it's got more canals than Venice. I wonder if you go to Venice and they say, do you know, we've got almost as many canals as Birmingham. You never know. But the other thing they have got, they may have more canals, they have got 993 phone boxes in that city for them to hide in. And the man who's got to find out where they are is Dave McBride.
Dave McBride, age 32, height 6'2", weight 15 stone. Special skills, qualified barrister, champion boxer, SAS trained.
Hi Dave, you've made it into Birmingham tonight. You feeling confident of catching the lads?
Yes, I am. I'm really fired up for this, Richard. I've been so close to them on so many occasions. Tonight, I'm going to finish it off. I've pinpointed the area they're in Birmingham. I've trapped them there, but it's a miserable night, and I'm still going to need some help.
Good.
No one's going to help me but the brave.
We are going to try and get you some help later on, Dave. Stay right where you are, because now it's time to meet our third team. They're Dave and Andy, our runaway Scouse cabbies. It's their second week on the run, and last week they won £5,000. Tonight they're playing for a possible £7,000. When we last saw them last week, we left them in Hackney in East London. Let's find out where they are tonight. Gents, how are you?
Hi Richard, all right?
How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Now, okay, it was East London last week. Where are you now?
We're in the capital of Wales, Cardiff.
Good stuff. Do you want to be more specific?
It's my wife's birthday today. I'd just like to say happy birthday, Lou.
Happy birthday to you, yeah.
Is that specific enough?
If you've reversed the charges, we're going to nick you before the end of the programme. Anyway, stay on. We're going to look at your 10-kilometre square. I think if we can see this map up here, can we? Yeah, here they are. They're in Cardiff. It's the Welsh capital. Cardiff Arms Park is in there. The River Taff, you'll see running right through the middle. Population of 265,000 people to get lost among, and 442 phone boxes. Not an easy task for their tracker, Paul Denchfield.
Paul Denchfield, age 28, hair blonde, weight 11 stone, special skills, expedition leader, survival techniques.
Okay, let's talk to Paul now. I think we can get him on one of our outside broadcast units, looking more like the Milky Bar Kid than ever. Paul, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm all right, Richard. How are you?
Good man. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling confident?
Well, there's only about apparently 460 phone boxes here, and the whole of Student Union here. I'm in Cardiff, and they've been going mad. They've been printing them in Welsh. We've got about 400 cabbies on the case, and also we've got a ton of pubs that are working out. They're all going to go out looking for them, but I've got to go as well.
All right, mate, I've got to go. We'll talk to you later in the programme. This is getting really exciting. It's hotting up already. Just a little recap for you. Let's show you on our big map where we're playing Wanted tonight. We're up here in Liverpool. We're in the Midlands in Birmingham, and we're down here in South Wales in Cardiff. Now, the chase is well and truly on. And if you look in the corner of your screen, you'll see a countdown clock. It's just come up, and it indicates how long the trackers have got to catch the runners this evening. These are the people we're after. If you've seen any of them today, or you can see them now, they've already asked for help, our trackers, give us a call on the Wanted hotline, 0990 100 300. That's 0990 100 300. Now, our Wanted organisation here in this studio, they're here to take your calls. They've been here all week. As I said, it's a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour-a-day game, the only one on television. And if you weren't with us last Wednesday, why not? But here's a reminder of the main rules.
Runners must keep on the move. Britain is divided into a giant grid of 10-kilometre squares. Runners must move at least 1 square a day. Once they leave a square, they can never return. Runners must use public transport only, buses, trains or cabs. No hire cars, no hitchhiking, no lifts from friends. Runners are forced into contact with the public. Each day they must perform a task set by the Wanted organisation. Attend a wedding, for example, feed a farm animal or meet the local mayor. They must send us proof on video that they have completed their assignment. These tasks are the key to the prize money. Runners win £1,000 each day for carrying out their task. But their trackers are armed with cameras too. If a tracker finds and films a pair of runners, they lose that day's money, whether they've done their task or not. Wanted. They can run, but can they hide? We're about to find out.
OK, right. OK, let's start tonight with the route taken by Andy and Dave, our cabbies. Now, we left them here in Hackney, in East London, celebrating their £5,000 win last week. Since then, they've gone a sort of circuitous route down to Brighton. They've gone over the south coast to Portsmouth, and they've ended up via Bristol here in Cardiff, where they are right now. They've travelled this week a total of 373 miles. And their task for the week was to test drive a different new car worth at least £50,000 every day. This is how they got on.
We're going to go out in the new Jaguar XV8. I want to go out in it, Oh, dream car. We're definitely going for 8 weeks so we can get one of these each.
I'm pretty sure, but they're going to be having to head in towards Essex. They're not going to be moving far, and a lot of fast cars being sold around in the Essex area.
And not just Essex man escorts. 3 hours later, Paul arrived at exactly the same Jaguar garage.
Yes, they've done it. They did it this morning.
No way.
They did, yes. Early, I don't know, 11 o'clock?
Close, but not close enough. Next morning, they went out for a spin in a Mercedes S-Class limousine.
This car is absolutely beautiful.
A little bit twitchy here because we've just heard your receptionist talking to our tracker.
Correct. 2 hours later, Paul was there too.
So this is the one they drove. Beautiful looking car.
And cheap too. Too cheap. Look at the price tag.
That, I don't know when you were filming that, that's a second-hand price. This car costs 55 new.
Lose £1,000.
Wow.
We've moved on to a BMW dealership in Aylesford, where we've booked an appointment for 9:30 to hopefully get out and drive a BMW 740i automatic valued at over 55 grand. We know the phone's just gone. We know that they're trying to track us down this part of the country. This is the nice person that received the phone call. What's your name?
Carla.
Carla? Thanks very much for lying for us on the phone.
Right.
Carla has just said that hopefully once we've gone, she'll try and give them a call back and tell them that we've made an appointment for about 2 hours later, which hopefully will throw them off the scent.
They got more than just a ride in a fast car.
Do you know what? This guy is that superb. He's actually taken us a little bit further down the line and dropped us off at the station, so we don't have to start going back towards where Paul could be waiting. And you know what else is brilliant? He never even set the meter.
That station was Hollingbourne. Meanwhile, Paul had turned up back at the dealers.
That's right. They've been here and they've gone out with one of our sales advisors. We know where they've been dropped off.
You know?
We know where they've been dropped off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
She wasn't giving anything away, neither was the salesman.
He's taken them to Maidstone.
He's taken them to Maidstone?
Maidstone West.
Maidstone West?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maidstone West? I thought it was Hollingbourne.
I hope they haven't lied to me. I hope they haven't lied to me.
You hoped wrong. Our backup team put on the thumb screws and finally that nice receptionist came clean, giving Paul the lead he needed.
Found out from Carlo that they were dropped off at Hollingsbourne and are now heading down to Ashford. So I'm heading down there as fast as I can. Hopefully we're going to cut them off at Ashford. Apparently they're on a train going towards Eastbourne. And if I can possibly meet up with it, then I will.
Get on.
Oh my God, I got him.
Caught on camera, that'll cost them another £1,000.
Good to see you.
You bastard!
It's against the rules for me to get on a train. They're heading down to Eastbourne.
No, they're not. They went to Brighton instead and they lost Paul. But things didn't get any better for them. All the garages were closed.
Do you know what? I've just been sat in a restaurant there and there was a little lad there that looked just like my little lad at home. I ain't half missing him. Just thought I'd tell you that. And the rest of the family, by the way, not just him, like, you know what I mean? But you don't realise how fed up you get on a day like this when everyone seems to be knocking everything against you.
Ah. But finally, yesterday, the experience that made the whole miserable week worthwhile. Here are the lads at the wheel of a £77,000 Honda.
What do you think, Dave? Just waiting for my brain to catch me up. It's excellent, isn't it?
Smashing film, lovely stuff, excellent. Right, well, we've not only got our wanted organisation people here taking your calls in the studio, we've also got the expert advice of the former Flying Squad Commander John O'Connor and Oleg Gordievsky, the former KGB spy. John, the lads have done well. They charmed the back legs off Carla in the car showroom, didn't they? What could he have done to get it?
He did the best that he could. I mean, bear in mind they were there first, and the first in gets all the charm. So they did very well. He was really stuck because he doesn't have a sanction to impose on her. I mean, if he was a copper and she lied to him, then he could be considering like an arrest for attempt to pervert the course of justice, obstructing an officer in the course of his duty, or whatever. But he has no such sanction. All he can actually do is probably offer us some money.
So he did as well as he could? He
did the best that he could in the circumstances.
Mind you, he's up against two canny operators here. I mean, in all your experience, would Dave and Andy have made good spies?
Actually, very good spies. Because imagine a person who is dull, unsmiling, boring, he's not a spy. And one who is outgoing, cracking jokes, smiling, charming, it's usually a good spy. Gorbachev would do a good spy. Yeltsin, no.
Okay. Well, lads, you didn't think you'd be compared to Gorbachev and Yeltsin tonight, did you? You've obviously done really well. We spoke to Dave about his wife's birthday. I want to talk to Andy, Dave. Will you give him the phone?
Yeah, Andy's coming up now.
All right, mate. Now, you've only got 36 minutes, 55 seconds before you could be on for a lot of money tonight. But we've already heard about Dave's wife's birthday. There was a great big R in the studio and all over the country when you said, "Oh, I'm missing me lad." Well, we've got a message from your son, Sam, who's aged 3, for you tonight. He said, "Dad, can you come home? I need a couple of toys mending."
That sounds like him, yeah, that sounds like him.
And he also says, "Kathy and Sarah, your teenage daughters need you too, because they can't work the video. You're the only one in the house who can." Is that right?
No, that's not. They can work the video far better than me, I know that.
Good man. Put me back onto Dave, because I just want a quick natter with you about the amount of money that you think you've won. Last week, you won £5,000. How do you think you've done this week?
How do you think you've done this week, Dave?
Well, calculating for what you said on that, we must be playing for about £4 grand, are we?
Well, we'll find out. What I can tell you, we've had our wanted posters up everywhere, 1,500 calls this week, 50 positive sightings of you two, and that sounds like 51, judging by the horn I heard in the background.
Yeah, somebody was wishing us luck there, obviously.
So you reckon you got about £4 grand. Let me tell you how well you're doing and how much you're playing for tonight. On Friday, that car was second-hand, wasn't it? We told you to drive a new car.
Yeah, well, you know, the guy told us it was a 56 grand car,
What do you mean he told you it was 56? There was 43,000 on the windscreen. We've just seen it on film.
Yeah, well, we didn't film that, did we?
All right, the following day, you lost another £1,000 because you know you were filmed by Paul on the train. On the Sunday, you couldn't find a garage to open, so you lose another £1,000. But what you are paying for tonight is, as you got it absolutely right, £4,000, which will mean you win a grand total of £9,000 if you survive. How do you feel about that?
Better now, mate, better now.
Well, that depends, of course, whether you survive. Only 35 minutes left. Let's go to Paul Denchfield, your tracker. Paul, are they going to pick up their £9 grand, or are you going to get there?
Richard, I'm on a lead right now, and I'm heading down through Cardiff to Fairwater Park. And just like last week, I'm just hoping that I'm going to get there this time.
How long do you think it'll take you to get there?
I'm not too sure, but I reckon probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
So you're fairly confident, are you?
Well, I'm feeling good right now. I've got to tell you, I feel a rush because...
Look at him, he's excited. Well, don't take your eyes off the road. Let's go over here and talk to Tanya. That's really hotting up now. He reckons, what, 10 or 15 minutes ago. Freshwater Park, can we see that on the map?
We can. If you look at the left-hand side of the screen, the runner symbol represents where we think they are, which is Fairwater Park. Now, Paul, represented by the car symbol, who's the tracker, we think he's about 3.5 kilometres away, so he could be there within...
So we could have a capture during this next advert break if we're lucky. We've got to take a break right now. Now, if you've seen Dave and Andy or any of our runners tonight, give us a call, 0900 100 300, 0990 100 300, that is. After the break, we'll be finding out how Kay and Francesco spent the week skating on thin ice. Join us then. Right, well, welcome back to Wanted. The chase is really hotting up here. We left Paul in part one on his way to Fairwater Park in central Cardiff. He said he'd be about 15 minutes. Will time be up for Dave and Andy? We'll find out in a moment. What's the position on our other runners and trackers?
OK, well, Kay and Francesco, we've narrowed down our chase to the area of Smethwick in Birmingham, and Dave is now 2.5 kilometres away. That was a tip-off from a hotel
I think
landlord.
we've got some hot news from Victoria, who are chasing Scott and Drew. What's the latest there?
We have indeed. We actually think that Victoria is within their sights. They are apparently just around the corner in the dock area.
OK, let's go. I think I can see Victoria in one of her monitors up there. Can you hear me, Victoria?
I can hear you, Richard. How are you doing?
You're going to win tonight. Tanya's saying you're hot on their trail.
Yeah, I've had a positive sighting, I think. I'm just trying to make my way over there.
Where do you think they are?
I think they're in the Dockland area of Liverpool.
You think they are, do you? You're going to catch them. I can see Scott and Drew. Let me just go to Scott and Drew. She's on her way. She thinks you're in the Dockland area of Liverpool. Would that be right?
Well, Nova's not going to tell you that, on it.
You're not going to tell us that on there. You're looking a bit concerned. I'll go back
to we are.
I'll go back to Victoria. They're very, very worried. How long will it take you to get there?
I'm not sure, Richard. I can't give you an exact time,
OK,
I'm afraid.
stick with it. We're going to press on with the show. We'll be back to you very, very shortly. Let's just recap on Francesco and Kay. We sort of lost it. That's a really exciting chase up there in Liverpool.
It is indeed. So our best lead on this story comes from a hotel landlord who puts Kay and Francesco in the Bearwood area of Smethwick. That's the west of Birmingham.
Bearwood, yeah.
They're represented by the runner symbol on the top of the screen. Dave is represented by the tracker symbol. He's on the Hagley Road, heading for the A456, and he's about 2 and a bit kilometres away.
So they could be on very dodgy ground indeed. Let's go straight over to the big screen. Let's talk to Kay and Francesco. Hi, how are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Now, we've got calls placing you in Bearwood tonight. Does that sound pretty warm or what?
What was that? Sorry,
Bearwood in Birmingham,
Never
yeah.
heard of it.
We've heard that Dave's on his way to you right now, and he could be within
he's on his way to Bearwood. He's going the wrong way.
You think he's going the wrong way, do you? Well, look, we'll find out in a minute. Tell us this. This is your first week on Wanted. The other two have been out for a fortnight. Has it put a strain on your relationship at all?
No, not at all.
We'll see that in a moment. Now, let's come over here. Follow me over here, and let's have a look at Kay and Francesco's route. They're the red route on our map here. Now, they left Wanted headquarters here in West London last Wednesday night at the end of the programme. Of course, being then, they headed straight for their hometown up here in Bradford. Real homing pigeons, these pair. They went across the Pennines, Blackburn and Preston they took in, and then they came south all the way down here to Birmingham, where they are tonight. That's covered a total of 455 miles. Now, their task was to skate at a different ice rink for 15 minutes every day. And if they succeeded without being filmed by their tracker, like all of our contestants, if Dave McBride didn't find them, they stood to win £1,000 a day. This is how they got on.
We've got 15 minutes on the ice and 15 minutes of sheer
Kay and Francesco's first problem is that they can't actually skate. A quick lesson fixes that, and soon they're at it like Eskimos. Meanwhile, the Wanted organisation hears they'll be in Peterborough on Friday morning. Dave decides to set a trap.
Tomorrow at Peterborough Ice Rink, I'm going to give the manager a list to give to Frank and Kay and say, here's some safe ice rinks run by friends of mine. You can go there and they won't report you to Wanted. It's a real long shot. And frankly, I don't think it's going to work, but it's worth a try.
I'll just make my own coffee as usual. That's what selfish people are like.
Kay and Francesco can't even agree on breakfast, so how can they agree on a plan?
I'll take this opportunity to say that Francesco is not the easiest of people when he wakes up. Actually, he seems like he has BMT.
Eventually, they head for Peterborough Ice Rink, exactly as Dave predicted. They're running straight into his trap.
You go.
As Francesco records their task, he unwittingly films Dave's hiding place behind the tarpaulin.
It's quite a worrying moment because they keep pointing their camera up towards where I'm hiding.
I guess they can't see me, but it does make me a bit nervous.
Dave finally gets his prey on camera. £1,000 down the drain for Kay and Francesco. Next, the gullible pair follow Dave's list to Nottingham. But guess who's waiting for them?
This is the boot room, Nottingham ice rink. And they're here, apparently.
Francesco may not have spotted Dave, but the ice rink staff have.
Inside, are they?
Yeah.
Did they actually see us arrive?
No.
Let's go.
Francesco! Don't argue, there's no time. We've got to get away from here.
So they jump on the first bus to the nearest ice rink, 12 miles away in Sutton.
Yeah, skating on the ice. And
I'm
we are
just trying
skating.
my best to not fall over, really.
But any thaw in international relations was going to be short-lived.
So you put your glasses on, because obviously you can't see.
So, plan.
You plan.
She always wants to be right, and this pisses me off, sincerely.
On Monday, the Wanted organisation uncovered a new lead in Whitley Bay near Newcastle.
I've just spoken to the manager of the ice rink. Yep, he says a Spanish student has just arranged a meeting there tomorrow morning. What? That sounds a little bit dodgy, but I think you should go there and stake it out.
Dave quizzes the ice rink manager.
Well, I'm not sure what his name was. Very thick accent.
And he looked like this man up on the wall here.
Possibly, yeah.
Convinced it must be Francesco, Dave camps out ready for an early ambush. But next morning brings a cruel surprise. The foreign student isn't Francesco after all.
Right, well this is a Dorado. He really does exist. And this is Frank, and they both look a bit like Frank, that's true. But it's not them.
Meanwhile, 170 miles away in Manchester, the pressure's off.
I can't do it, as I said before, I can't do it without any music.
Never mind, you've done well, take a bow. They're lovely, aren't they? They're really fabulous. John, Dave McBride set a trap for them and they walked straight into it, didn't they?
He did, yeah. They should have avoided that trap. But that trap was typical of the FBI-type traps that occur in the States, whereby they get a load of people that are wanted they can't find, and they send out invitations in their names, like to come to a warehouse and pick up free gifts. And they turn up all the time, and they catch dozens of people
like that.
like
It's a classic sting, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, you know, never trust a copper bearing gifts, basically.
You said it, I didn't, John. Oleg, an FBI trick, was it also a KGB trick?
Yes, the KGB used to use disinformation and deception quite a lot on a large scale, particularly against Britain. For example, they used their source in Britain, Kim Philby, sending deception and false signals to the British intelligence. As a result, many brave British agents were compromised and many of them died.
And does it always work?
Not always, but quite often.
We're going to find out whether it worked in this case very shortly, because that was their week. And this is what happened today. On their way to Birmingham's only ice rink, Kay and Francesco see Dave's car and realise he must be setting a trap inside. Undeterred, they find ice at the local fish market.
Okay, now we have the ice, and now we go to skate.
Is this an ice rink?
I don't know if we have actually done this task. I don't know. I hope so.
What's that then?
I hope so.
Brilliant, brilliant. Let's go over live now to Kay and Francesca. Lovely film for us. We really enjoyed it. I must ask you about today. What did you think you were doing, sort of tap dancing on the old cubes of ice? That's not an ice rink, is it?
Well, did you see the ring?
I did. That is not an ice rink. That's a breach
Did you see the ice?
I did see the ice. It's not
well,
a
when
rink.
you put it together, what does it make?
Those. But now listen. I have to congratulate you for ingenuity, and we've been arguing all day about whether we should allow you to keep £1,000 today. I said you should. It's great. But I was overruled up there, and they said, if you want Kay and Francesco to have £1,000, it's coming out of your fee. So I'm afraid you're losing £1,000 today. There's nothing I can do about that. Now, how do you think you've got on for the rest of the week?
What, you mean if we've been filmed or not?
Yeah, if you've been filmed.
Well, I think we have, and Francesco thinks we haven't.
OK, well, let's try and find out. You know you lost £1,000 a day, and you were filmed at Peterborough Ice Rink last Friday, which cost you another £1,000. Now, do you remember being given a list by the ice rink manager in Peterborough?
Yes, we do.
Did you recognise the handwriting?
Sorry, which handwriting?
On the list. Because I tell you something, it was Dave McBride's handwriting. He'd given it to the manager of the ice rink to give to you, and you were just walking in.
Right.
And you were walking into a trap all week. Did you suspect anything?
No, we didn't suspect anything. Actually, the manager was really helpful and really nice to us.
Well, actually, despite the fact that you're walking into a trap, you were only filmed once. Dave couldn't get his act together, so tonight. 19 minutes, 11 seconds you've got to hold out. If you can hold out that long, you're playing for £5,000 tonight. Tanya, we've got a tip. We had a tip during the break that Dave McBride was closing in. Can you enlighten us at all on that?
Well, Dave's still heading north up towards Smethwick. He's in the Bearwood area now. We reckon he could be with them in the next 10 minutes.
Now let's go to Dave, I think. Can we get pictures of Dave here? Dave McBride, you're heading for Bearwood. A hot tip, I'm told.
Yes, that's right. I've got some bikers here, and they think they know where they are, and they're leading me straight there, Richard.
Who have you recruited? Is this the Walsall chapter of the Hells Angels or somebody?
That's right. It's a very miserable night, and only the brave are going to come out and help me tonight, so I've got the brave.
So you're heading for Bearwood. How far away do you think you are from Kay and Francesco?
About 10 minutes, probably.
About 10 minutes. You've only got 18 minutes on the clock. Keep going. Let's go back to Kay and Francesco. Kay and Francesco, can I talk to you again? Dave is on his way. He says there's a party of bikers leading him to your phone box, and he'll be there in 10 minutes. Are you getting worried?
No, not really.
You're not. You look absolutely terrified. Less than 18 minutes. Stay where you are. You're not allowed to use that phone box until the end of the programme. Let's go back to Tanya. Paul Denchfield, what progress is he making?
Well, we've just had 3 calls which put Dave and Andy in Queen Street in Cardiff. That's quite near the castle. Paul's about 4 kilometres away, so it could take about 10 minutes to get there.
OK, let's see if we can go to Paul. Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, Richard, well, that's the first I've ever heard of that. I'm here at Prospect Road, and there's no phone box here at all. I've still got all the university guys that have been staking out this area.
You've been sold a pup, mate. You've got 17 minutes before the end of the programme. Look, here is a man who's been sold a complete dummy. He needs your help. If you've seen any of our runners tonight, here's the phone number, 0990 100 300. Give it to you again, 0990 100 300. Time running out tonight. We'll be back shortly, and after the break we'll find out if Victoria finally wreaks her revenge on those 2 Scottish heartthrobs who've been breaking her heart for the past 2 weeks. OK, welcome back to Wanted. Our 3 chases are going on behind us. We're going to bring you the very latest right now. Our update, Paul is on a new lead. He saw him sold a pup before the break. He's heading back towards the castle. That's on one of our chases. Dave is heading to Bearwood near Smethwick. He's confident of catching Kay and Francesco. We'll see how well he're doing there. And we've just heard that Victoria, who is looking after those 2 likely-looking men in the corner, is heading to the docks in Cardiff on a strong lead from a cabbie. Now, as you can see from the clock on your screen, there's less than, how many minutes is it now? There's about 10 minutes left. You can see the screen, I can't. There's 12 minutes left, but when that clock reaches 0, a klaxon will sound, the game's up. If the runners aren't caught, they win all the money they're playing for tonight, and they go on to run for another week. We could be talking thousands of pounds here. If they're captured before the clock reaches 0, they're out of the game, they lose absolutely everything. The game's running as we talk now. Let's concentrate on our 3rd team. Scott and Drew in Liverpool, not Cardiff, as I said a moment ago. What made you go to Liverpool, chaps?
Well, first of all, we did want to be in Cardiff, actually, because the programme goes out half an hour later. But we had a bit of a problem in the week, and it panicked us, so we moved up to Liverpool because I've worked here for about 6 or 7 months a few years ago. and I thought I knew the area quite well.
So
but,
you've rounded up a few old mates. Victoria's found a few old mates. She's on
think she
her
has.
way to you in the docks. Are you worried about that?
Well, you know, if she doesn't catch us in the next 5 minutes after the amount of people that have been driving up and waving and stopping, I don't know, I think she really loves us because it's a dead giveaway now.
OK, let's just ask Victoria. Victoria, they say, can you get there in 5 minutes? How are you doing?
I should be there in 5 minutes.
OK, the signal's cracking up. Let's go over to this big map over here and catch up on the story so far. It's this green route that you see flashing away up here. Now, when we saw the lads last week, they had a complete clean sweep. They picked up £7,000. They were hiding in Solihull down here. They went down this way to the West Country, to Bristol, up through Newport in Wales, little circuitous route, round the top of Brum again, and they're back up to Liverpool where they're playing the game tonight. Victoria is on her way. She's had a difficult week because the boys' task this week was to visit a different cathedral every day and have tea with a member of staff. Victoria knew this and she had something to prove. This is how they got on. The boys begin their pilgrimage in Worcester with Canon Mackenzie.
Wish you well and your meanderings.
Victoria's mob have phoned up and I think they're on to us, so we're not going to hang around here. So we're out here in 2 minutes' time.
In their haste to escape, they make for a station that doesn't exist.
There's no train station in Ashchurch. It's been closed for 20 years, and the nearest we can get is a 3-mile walk to Tewkesbury. We're not happy.
My bag's getting heavier by the minute.
But they needn't have panicked. Victoria is 100 miles away in London.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to track the boys today. There's been a problem with my car and I've been stuck in a garage.
And next morning, they're in Gloucester.
Today I'm with James Mustard, who is the lay clerk at the cathedral and is also a singer at the choir.
This time they brought their own flask and take tea on the cathedral roof.
Do you have the cake? Yes, please.
Meanwhile, Victoria's in Leicester. She hasn't spotted them for 8 days, but plenty of other people have.
People have been spotting us everywhere since we've been on television. They've seen us in Sainsbury's, they've seen us in laundrettes. People have even, a woman even came in yesterday and asked us if we wanted to stay with her and her husband last night.
But next day, Victoria thinks her luck has finally changed.
I am with the Monsignor of Clifton Cathedral, and we've actually had a call here saying from 2 Scottish boys, they wouldn't give their name, but they said could they come to Clifton Cathedral tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
They were eager for us to turn up. They didn't ask any questions, didn't ask anything about it, they knew all about it, and I've arranged a meeting for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The Monsignor is going to bring them into this kitchen, sit them down. I'm going to be hidden behind that curtain over there. We're going to get them, aren't we?
Well, hopefully. If they come, we get them.
Sorry, Bristol Cathedral, we're not coming at all, ever.
Instead, they took their flask to Newport.
We're just ready for any member of staff or clergy to turn up so we can have a cup of tea with them. We've got our biscuits in the bag.
Their task successfully in the bag, they head for Shrewsbury where they catch a cab. That was their first mistake. Wanted received a tip-off from a member of the public giving the registration number.
Victoria, we've tracked down that cab in Shrewsbury. The guy lives in Bicton. I've got his address here for you.
Fantastic. All right, Josh, I'm going to make my way over there now. Thanks, bye.
Well, this is the taxis that the boys travelled in. To where I don't know, but I'm going to go in and find out.
Where did you take them?
Well, I took them to Wellington, somewhere. I'm not telling you, really.
Victoria heads for Wellington, calls a meeting of hotel owners and persuades them to stake out local stations. Next day, her hard work pays off.
Right, I'm in the back of my friend's car, who was with us last night in the hotel. Her husband is at Telford train station staking it out for us. He's actually spotted them. We're about 10 minutes away. Apparently their train leaves in half an hour. Hopefully I'm going to get them on camera. Yes.
Finally, after 11 long days, Victoria catches them on film for the first time, and they lose £1,000.
Morning, boys.
Downhearted, they took the train to Birmingham, where they'd arranged a morale-raising visit from their girlfriends. Spirits lifted, they were back on course.
Pent them out for tea.
This time, it was Lichfield Cathedral.
What's your title, Chris?
Second Verger.
Lovely tea.
Yeah, that's his spot.
OK, right, calm down. We haven't got much time left. That chase covered 480 miles, and at Liverpool Cathedral this morning, both runners and trackers were busily filming.
There they are. I have got them. They're looking round, looking nervous. Wow. Even got them filming.
As you can see, I've just filmed Victoria, who's outside in the student car park at the cathedral. She's hiding in the taxi behind the door. So Scott and I are caught, and I don't think there's much point in having tea with a member of the clergy this morning, because we've already lost our £1,000. Oh well.
John, I mean, Scott said that they'd headed for Liverpool because he had mates there. How do you track a man with that amount of local knowledge?
Well, she's going to need an informer. She's going to want somebody like a scout out there who's going to do the work for her, because she's got to use somebody else's knowledge, which she hasn't got herself.
Well, she's using somebody else's knowledge because Victoria may be closing in on Scott and Drew up there in Liverpool. You can see there's coming up to 5 minutes left. Let's go to Scott and Drew right now. 5 minutes left. Victoria says she's on her way to you. How well do you think you've done this week?
Well, I thought we had a good week. A few problems, as I said, during the week, and I think Telford was a bit unfortunate.
All right,
so I think we've probably got £5,000.
Well, actually, I'll tell you exactly, you have got £5,000.
Yeah.
You were filmed in Liverpool this morning, we've just seen that. You were filmed at Telford Station, you know about that. £5,000 is a good total, and it means that if you're not caught in the next 4 minutes 52 seconds, grand total of £12,000. But will you be? I'm going straight back to Victoria Fay. Victoria, come in.
Hi, Richard. How
4
are you
minutes,
doing?
41 seconds. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just driving up. I'm trying to find this phone box.
And you think this is the real thing, do you? This is the genuine article?
Yes, I think it is. Hold on a second.
I can see the boys looking out of the window.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. No, that's not it. I'm going to have to carry on.
You're going to have to carry on. Let me go back. Let me go back to the boys for a minute. Can you see a big blue Jeep with "Wanted" written on the front of it anywhere?
Well, I can hear the helicopter.
You can hear the helicopter, so we're not far away. 4 minutes, £12,000 resting on this.
Richard, if you just stay with us, 30 seconds.
OK, no, you're breaking up. I'm going to go to Dave McBride and come back to you. Dave McBride in Birmingham. How you doing, mate?
Very well, Richard.
Yeah.
Very well. I've had a very lucky break.
You have?
Yes.
You've only got 3 minutes, 46 seconds. Tell us what's going on.
Well, I was driving up the Bearwood Road, and there was this guy crazily flashing his lights behind me and trying to attract my attention. I thought it was just another fan, but no.
3 minutes.
Eventually, we pulled him over.
3 minutes 34.
What did you see?
When I saw it on TV.
No, we're going to go.
He's wasting time. Can you see them?
Yes, I can see them.
Right. OK, off you go. Off you go. Go, go, go. Go on. Dave McBride is closing on Kay and Franco. Kay and Franco. There they are. Oh! Oh! Oh dear, 3 minutes to go. Lovely, wasn't that sweet?
How are you?
I'm sick now.
OK, Dave, tell us, mate, if you can hear me, how did you know? Was that guy in the car the main tip?
Yeah, I just got very lucky. I was in the right area, and he said, they're here.
OK.
And sure enough, they were.
All right, we'll come back, because I want to talk to Kay and Francesco before the end of the programme. Well done, mate. I want to go to Victoria now, find out how she's getting on. Victoria Fay in Liverpool. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Hi, Richard.
How you doing?
I've got the phone box inside, Richard.
You can
I'm
see
just
them.
running up to it.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
Well done.
Brilliant! Oh, dear. Wow, 2. Oh, you're looking pleased with yourself.
Into the show, basically. A motorcycle courier caught us 5 minutes into the show. So
5 minutes. You only had, chaps, you realise, 2 more minutes to go.
Yeah,
You'd have won £5 grand.
2 minutes?
It would have been the grand
start the
total
show,
of 7. What
That's
a
the way it
shame.
goes.
You've still got 7,000.
We
Well
had a
done,
great 2
brilliantly.
weeks. We really enjoyed it.
Victoria, come on. What's your secret? How did you know?
I'm sorry, Richard. Can you repeat that?
How did you know? What's Victoria's secret?
What's
That's my secret?
Yeah.
I can't tell you that.
Of course you can. Come on. You put them out of their misery. How did you catch them?
Speak into the mate.
I'm sorry?
How did you catch them? What was the hot tip?
Sorry, it's confusing.
Well, the hot tip was from a taxi guy. You know, when I was at the cathedral this morning and I filmed them, I was in the back of a taxi and he was looking around this area.
Well,
there were loads of couriers around this area.
OK, my love, we haven't got much time. We'll talk to you again. Well done. Hard luck,
Thank
lads.
you.
Speaking of cabbies, we've got Andy and Dave, our Scouse cabbies. They're looking a bit worried up there. Are you feeling a bit nervous? Is the old bottle going, chaps?
The bottle's gone, man. The bottle's gone.
You're the only ones left in the game. It's coming up to 1 minute left to go.
1 minute left, eh?
Let's go straight to Paul Denchfield. Paul Denchfield.
Hi, how you doing, Richard?
I'm all right, mate. Where are you?
I've just run the whole length of Queen Street. There are a ton of phone boxes down here, and I'm not in any one of them.
How do you feel?
I'm finished.
You're the only one who's
actually
failed.
gutted.
You're the only one who's failed. Do you realise that? Another
Well, don't worry,
41,
next week.
41 seconds. I don't know whether Andy and Dave are picking up the sound from Paul Denchfield. Can you hear him through the studio?
Yeah, he's a long way away, mate.
28 seconds, 26 seconds.
He's got no chance.
Let me tell you, you were worried he's
Unless
not
he's
going to
lying.
get anywhere near you. We're down to 18 seconds. So what was your secret? Do you want to tell us, just in case, where you are right now, in case he can make it?
Yeah, we're just friendly with we're just friendly with everyone, and people like us. That's
You've done
great.
brilliantly
Thanks
well.
to everyone at
5
Telford.
seconds, 4 seconds, 3. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Andy and Dave.
Yeah, a lot of people helped us out, you know, and they've been really nice to us. We're really made up.
Let's just tell you now, I mean, your family's missing you, but this is well worthwhile. You're running for a 3rd week. You won 5 grand last week. You won 4,000 this week. That's £9,000. A lot of toys, even a new video with that kind of money. And you're going on for another week now. You could be playing by the end of next week when we're back here next Wednesday for £16,000. It's a great prize. Now,
That'd be very nice.
your task next week is to visit a hotel with a health club or a spa and have a different professional beauty treatment every day. Is that all right?
Bloody hell, we need it by now.
I'd love to see him with a facial. All right, put us out of your misery. Where are you? Just tell us where you are.
We're in a town called Penarth, which is south of Cardiff, down on the coast.
Well,
there.
you've done brilliantly well.
Yeah.
Well done, lads. We'll talk next week. Let's go to... Kay and Francesco, you've been fabulous sports. You win nothing, but thank you for playing the game. How do you feel now? A bit deflated?
Well, it would have been a lot better if we would have won something, obviously.
It would have been.
but,
You deserve something. I almost wish I'd given you my fee now. You've lost £5,000. You're going home with nothing, but you've been great sports. Drew
Thank
and
you very
Kane.
much.
Let me go to
Thank
Drew
you.
and Kane down there. Drew Kane and Scott Burgess, chaps. You must be absolutely gutted.
No, Richard, after 5 minutes we saw a motorcycle courier see us, so we knew we were caught straight away.
That's brilliant. So you've done brilliantly. You don't go home empty-handed. You go home with the £7,000 that you won last week. That's absolutely brilliant. Well done. Congratulations from everybody here at Wanted. Now then, this means we have to release 2 new runners on the road to take their place, 2 new teams. The first, Beryl Fitzhugh and June Kenyon. Come on, out you go. It looks pretty gruelling out there, doesn't it?
It does, it certainly does.
Are you concerned at all?
Not really, no.
Now, you're both retired social workers.
That's right.
What skills are you bringing to it?
It's like a game of chess.
I like a game of chess. It's a game of chess. Your task next week is to visit a different local radio station, read the traffic and travel and weather report on air. Over there, because we've got to release 2 more. They're 2 firemen, Nick Bryan and Andy Marshall. Come out here, quick. You've got Andy and Dave have got to visit a zoo or a farm, talk to a 4-legged animal. Until then, we'll be back next week. Off you go. You're now Wanted. Go on.